Robert E Kahn is the 80-year-old man who helped create one of the greatest things in the world, the Internet. Without him and his co-worker Vint Cerf, who knows what the world would be like today. Robert E Kahn's full name is Robert Elliott Kahn. He was born on December 23, 1938, in Brooklyn, New York. There isn't much about Robert's early life and family. However, I do know his wife's name is Patrice Ann Lanos. Before he started working on the Internet, Robert Kahn was working for the Department of Defense when he got interested in how to get different computer networks to talk to one another. Kahn has won many awards in his life, such as the Charles Stark Draper Prize in 2001, the Prince of Austrias Award for Technological and Scientific Research in 2002, the French Legion Honor in 2014, and the Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering in 2013. In 2004, both Kahn and Cerf won the A.M. Turing Award, the highest honor in computer science, for their pioneering work on the Internet working, including the design and implementation of the Internet's basic communication protocols, and for inspiring leadership in networking, as well as being awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2005. Now let's take a look at what exactly Robert E. Kahn and Vint Cerf did and how they met. But first, let's learn a little bit more about Vint Cerf. Vint Gray Cerf was born on June 23, 1943 in New Haven, Connecticut. Along with his amazing work on the Internet, Cerf worked on many government panels related to cybersecurity as well as national information infrastructure. In 1976, Cerf joined Kahn at IPTO to manage the office's networking projects. However, this wasn't their first encounter. In 1973, Kahn asked Cerf, who was a professor at Stanford, to help him with designing a new network. Cerf agreed to help, and soon they figured out a preliminary version of what they called the ARPA Internet. Another person who helped in the making of the Internet is Tim Berners. In 1990, Tim Berners, who is a software engineer, created a system based off something made for his own use called Inquire. It was used for storing information using random associations that allowed him to move from one document to another through keyword links. Now let's talk about a very important part of the Internet: packet switching. Before packet switching, telephones used circuit switching. Circuit switching is when a circuit is opened between two machines to allow information to pass back and forth. However, for packet switching, instead of just getting from point A to point B, packets find their way through the network. They move from node to node. Each node is like a spot to stop and pick up information, and every node copies each packet to help it get to the next node. Finally, when all the packets reached their final destination, they rearrange and the message is sent. Now enjoy this 1-minute clip of an interview with Dr. Robert Kahn.
I am very pleased today to be talking to Dr. Robert Kahn, co-creator of the Internet, chairman, CEO and president of Corporation for National Research and Initiatives. Dr. Robert Kahn, when you were first working on the Internet in the 60s and 70s, did you sit down and say, well, I've got an idea which could change politics, economics, the way we make money, the way people meet, and perhaps even the way people think?
Well, of course, we had these really grand ideas to, change the way the world works. But, seriously, the idea of connecting computers and building networks to enable that was really a pretty far-fetched notion when I began. Most people didn't think there was any need for it. You have to remember back in the 60s when I started to work on what was arguably the very first computer network, it was called the ARPANET. There were very few institutions that even had time-sharing machines that could make use of networks. The military, which had supported the work, basically had none. And so, as a business proposition, it didn't make sense to most people. And so for us, for me personally, it was just an interesting technical challenge.